So Projekt Europa is an international theatre company and we make new work by migrant theatre makers for local and global audiences. And we make work from an international perspective, whether that is at home or in collaborations abroad. And we are resident company here at the Marlowe in Canterbury, and this is the base from which we originate, develop and produce all our work. I think being resident company for the last year has been completely transformative for us as a company. There is no way that we could have done what we have achieved in the last 12 months if it hadn't been for this residency. It's been brilliant both in terms of having the support of a big organisation, artistically and practically, but also in terms of being able to have a base and being able to root ourselves in this community and make work with this community. I think that's been completely instrumental in us developing the programme that we are now running. So last year we developed a project called We Are the Stories, and it was a trilogy of work made by migrant theatre makers, and it was co-created with local first generation migrant community members. And that was a project that was completely informed by the input of those community members, and it was developed here in the studio over the course of 6 weeks last summer, and we shared that work for free with the audiences. And it was a fantastic way for us to get to know the local community by making work with them, but also by sharing that work with the audiences and having really quite open and frank conversations about that work as part of those sharings. Absolutely. So what we've done just in the last week or so is that we launched a 20-week community engagement program called Projekt Encounter, which is specifically aimed at first generation migrant community members who might not have had any experience of theatre before at all. And the idea with this 20-week program is to lay the foundations for a community ensemble that we can collaborate with when we make work here in Canterbury. So the projects that we made here last year, the co-created projects that were led by migrant theatre makers, have completely informed the projects that we are running nationally this year. So in addition to Projekt Encounter, which is based singularly here in Canterbury, we're also running two other projects. Projekt Empower, which is a mentorship scheme for first generation migrant theatre makers, where we're working with 10 of the sort of most brilliant established senior migrant theatre makers, and we've paired them up with emerging theatre makers who could benefit from the kind of network and the support structure of a mentorship scheme. And we're also running a project called Projekt Elevate, which is a collaboration with 3 other theatres around the UK, where we are commissioning 9 migrant theatre makers in total to develop ideas for co-created work that's made with local communities. And that is a project that sort of comes directly out of the experiences that we made last year when we made work here in Canterbury. The partner theatres for Projekt Elevate, as that project's called, is Royal in Derngate, the Mercury in Colchester and the Rose Theatre in Kingston. A big focus of this year is planning for next year's big project, which is going to be a big international tour, a project called Europeana, an adaptation of a Czech novel that deals with the kind of entire span of the 20th century in European history. So that's our next big project that people will be able to see here at the Marlowe.